What's going on, guys? Mad Russian here. I'm going to do a deck profile on Noble Knights for the January 1st ban list. So I'll get started right now with the main deck. Of course, as usual, you guys know 3 Madrot. People say that the game doesn't revolve around him anymore because you don't want to have the Sacred Noble Knight out in the first turn because of Snatch Steal, Creature Swap, Grand Mole, stuff like that. But ultimately, it's the combo card, the number one combo card for making Sacred Knight Noble King. Everyone knows that combo, but that's number one. For the combo card, the number one card I would say is Boars because he searches out your equips, he sets up your plays, so therefore he is the most important one. Now now that's the 3 ofs. 2 ofs, I have 2 Gawain, and to finish off the Noble Knights, I have 1 Dristan, 1 Brothers, 1 Bedwyr, 1 Lonslin, and then I have 2 Guinevere, 2 Merlin, and since it's January 1st ban list, I have 2 Honest. 2 Honest isn't a lot. It's good for, as I see, I don't really have Ector. I don't really run Ector because it's a really dead card, and I would just prefer having Lonslin because great plays with him, great plays. And Honest, you don't have that many dark monsters. You got 2 Merlin. You got some of the monsters that are dark when they're equipped, but when they're not equipped, they're very weak. So if you don't have a Noble Arms card and you have a Noble Knight on the field, it's vulnerable, yes, which is why Lance comes in to stop your opponent, or you have Honest. So ultimately, that's 5 cards that can stop your opponent. So therefore, 2 Honest is a good idea. And it's never a dead card. I've never had Honest as a dead card. So therefore, playing it 2 would be pretty good. So that's it for the monsters. There we go. Starting off these spells, I have 3 reinforcements. Like I said, 2 Merlin, 3 Madrot, 3 reinforcements. That's enough to get your plays going, and it's very consistent now, so that's good enough. I have 3 Lance because Lance is going to stop Snatch Steal, which is going to be a problem because once people see you're playing Noble Knights, they're going to side in Snatch Steal, you know, like any 5-year-old would. It takes a 5-year-old to know that they got a side in Snatch Steal into Noble Knights. So Lance stops that and also sets up your plays because this deck is revolved around normal summoning your first card and going off from there. So Lance will help you. I also run 2 MST because I know Vanity is out there, Skill Drain is out there, but I feel 2 MST is enough because in this build I also run Royal Decree, so that'll be enough. Also, starting with the arms, I have 2 Excalibur, 2 Destiny, I have 2 Gallatin for power and for running over stuff like Dark Law, which will be out there in January, at the end of January, I believe. 31st of January, that's when the Hero Strike structure deck comes out. So Gallatin really helps with Madrot or any Noble Knight to get over Dark Law. I run 1 Caliburn, 1 Refuter for getting rid of set cards, 1 Chapter, which is enough, 1 Foolish, and 1 Book, because Book ultimately stops plays from happening, and I mean, it's just really good. I mean, Book of Moon it's a staple, obviously, so that's why people have it. And running off with my 3 traps, I have Royal Decree for this format because some of you guys might have been predicting Vanity and Skill Drain to be at 1. I would have had something else, like another 3-card set of trap. For example, Vanity's Emptiness, Solemn Scolding, but since they're still out there, Royal Decree will help. And hence, fourth, Solemn Scolding is good, but it's only good if you play against Niklath and also Vanity's Emptiness against Niklath. So if you go to locals tournament, you have people playing Cliffords and Burning Abyss because you need to be, in the meta And to be in the meta, you need to have well, a source of income to have money so you can buy the cards. So if you go to locals, you won't see that many Niklas as you will Burning Abyss, Clifford, Noble Knights, Shadal, which are more commonly uh, obtainable. So I would recommend having Royal Decree as far as Vanity and Skill Drain are on board at 3. And starting with the extra deck, I have 2 Sacred Knight Noble Knight King Artorias. Then I have that's it for my rank 5. I really don't go into any other ones, so but that's it. Going off the rest of the rank 4s, I have 2 Artorias King of the Noble Knights, 1 Maestroke, 1 Castle, which is really good. That's like a staple for any rank 4 deck. Burner Visor. I feel like in this deck you have pretty much in every game you'll have Sacred Noble Knight out, and you have a free rank 4 summon like a knight and Gawain, and you're wondering what do you go into to finish off the game. Well, Burner Visor, I would recommend doing that to just swift kill, attack for an average of 3,000, and then discard 1 for 500 extra. So ultimately, it's a good finisher. So I'd recommend having that in your deck. 1 Utopia, 1 Paladynamo. I have 2 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. As far as I do not have a Lavalval chain, this will be a Lavalval chain. As far as I don't have it, might as well fill up the space. 1 Diamond Direwolf, Blade Armor, Rhapsody and Berserk, because it equips to your XC monster as well as banishing 2 from your opponent's graveyard, upping it by 1200, which is pretty good. And to round it off, Black Ship of Corn. So that's the extra deck. And for the side deck, I really only have 9, and it's Snatch Steal. If your opponent has, it's a good for mirror plays. If your opponent has a Noble Knights, a Snatch Steal is actually really good. I mean, you got 2 Knights, and all your equip cards will equip to that Knight as well, which is really, really good. I mean, your opponent will be screwed. So, Snatch Steal. And also, I mean, if you find the situation for other decks as well. So, yeah. I run 1 MST if you want to side in a third one if you want. Release a Straight Wave, which is good against set cards like I recommend Burning Abyss, unless they chain, or if you play against a deck that has solid set cards that don't chain, like Solemn, Mirror Force, Dimensional Prison, cards that you can't chain to destruction. So I'd recommend having Release Restraint Wave if you'd like. It's pretty good. 3 Breakthrough Skill. This is if you're playing against Lightsworn. You don't want Royal Decree in your deck, obviously, because it'll do nothing. So Breakthrough will stop and slow the deck down. 2 Malevolent Catastrophe. This is really good for Cliffords. Really good. It destroys their Scout, Assembler, and all their set cards. And of course, all their face-up cards as well. And I have Dristan, which I find is really good in Cliffords because you equip, you pop a monster, and with that equip card like our Feud-Eater, you pop a set card, and that really destroys them. So, or you can just pop Scout if you want. So it's really up to you, but I recommend siding in Solemn Scolding, Vanity's Emptiness against Niklas. So, yeah,